Do you hear me?
Yep, hear you well.
Okay, and can you see my screen?
I see it as well.
Cool. Okay, so let's start with some check-ins and intentions and distractions. We actually have a packed agenda today. So my intention is to facilitate this call, and I want to talk about. There are a lot of interesting topics here, but definitely just going out around. Um, then I have some updates on the messaging to dumpers of the give drop, on the WFP response, and I would like to know also where are we on different things like fiat testing, feedback, token list, etc. So go through the agenda basically. And I have no distractions. And I'll pass it to Bridget.
Good morning. I feel good. My distraction today is that I'm starting this school in a coffee shop. So that's all. And I'm here to listen and to see how can I help. And I pass it to Corey.
Yeah, feeling good. Yeah, my intention is just to follow along with the agenda today. I don't have any distractions. I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Corey. Feeling good, just following the agenda and get my help whatever I can. No distractions here. I'll pass it to Jazz.
Thank you, Santi. My intentions for the call, definitely Gitcoin Alpha round again. Want to discuss what has been done so far, what more we can expect. Please do share the messages that we asked you to. And I noticed there's World Food Program update there, so I'm definitely curious to see what they mentioned. No distractions at all. And then I can throw it over to Mitch.
Yes, Mitch. Thank you. No intentions for this call. I am here just to listen and jump in where it makes sense. And I'll pass it to Corey.
I already went. Maybe Yas? You want to? Oh no, you went as well. Franco.
Thank you, Corey. Yeah, intentions for the call is just streaming and catching up, see what's going on in the Give Economy call. And no distractions. I have my tea and my chocolate, so I'm happy. I'll pass it to Griff.
GM, just distracted by a million DMs with half the people in this call. No, and then just yeah, I realized I love this call. I was like looking for. I love Wednesday calls. The development side of Giveth is really fun, we had a great call an hour ago. So I'm excited to see where this one rolls. There's always lots of fun topics, and I enjoy it a lot. I'll throw it over to Corey. Wait, did you go already, Corey?
Corey already went twice.
Yeah.
It's popular.
Who's left? Lauren, did you?
I didn't go. Yeah, my intentions for the call are to, I don't know, if we have time, we could talk a little bit about like the QF and Gitcoin kind of alignment thing, but we could also skip that because I'm working on a forum post for it. I don't have any really other intentions. I'm just distracted by looking at swag options for ETH Denver, basically, and I will pass it on. Let's see. I guess I was last.
Let's see. Yeah, I believe so. So let's get into the agenda. So yeah, so the agenda that it's here basically we want to talk about Bitcoin Alpha Round, which was mentioned. There is kind of like I've started preparing a message for the dumpers from the gift drop. Um, for the PFP, like just seeing what's happening on the PFP on FIA testing, if there's anything new on Give Power delegation, integration with NFT platforms, the response of WFP, QF for Giveth, and the Giveback token list. So let's start on the top. Bitcoin Alpha round. So I know Jake couldn't be here because he was double booked, but he added this on the comment on the Bitcoin Alpha round. He said, does anyone know which internal contributors have cleared their passport and can even make donations? I think he was having problems with that himself, but after doing some GTC staking, he got it approved. So he's basically proposing, like, if someone else is having issues with that, we could do a workshop during community call tomorrow or something like that. I don't know, maybe Jazz, you can give us some updates.
I can give some background to that because this actually occurred when we were chatting together with Jake, because both of us needed the extra boost. Thank you, Griff, for that. To set up the passport, and Jake was questioning if he can actually stake his GTC against mine to boost mine, or in general, what are the possibilities that how we can support each other in case we don't have the right score in the passport in the community. So the idea from his side was to have like a workshop maybe, or just bring it up during the community call.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't have enough of a score, basically I just need their address and I will hook them up with a little bit of GTC and I can stake behind their thing. I need their address and their score. And I think that's just the easiest way to do it. And maybe tell me and tell Breachies to make sure Breachies can make sure I do it.
Yeah, maybe Bridges, you're here, right? Yeah. So maybe we can follow up as the next round with the core members and check in with them if they have the right score for their passport, and if not, we can definitely solve it with Chris. So I will DM you, Bridges, about that, and we can coordinate.
Yeah, and the like course sounds really good because some people is having trouble with the passport.
Okay, so we definitely can mention it on the community call, I guess. I don't know. I know that Jazz will not be able to be there tomorrow, so I can mention it on the fundraising section of the call. And then keep me updated on what you talk about, Jazz and Bridges, to see. I don't know. What do you think about like having a workshop on the community call tomorrow, or should we see if there is a problem and then we schedule something?
I think today we can just like follow up, reach out to all those members we did. Tell them, hey, if you're having trouble with your passport score, tell us the score and your wallet address, and then we can help with.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, so no workshop tomorrow, right?
I think maybe it could be in another day. I don't know if tomorrow in the community call there is enough time to talk about it.
Who's our last spotlight? I mean, we could just make the spotlight Gitcoin grants if we don't have one. Can
I
ask
think we do have one.
We do.
I think I have it open somewhere here. Community spotlight for tomorrow. Give me one sec. Loading. Tomorrow. Oh yeah.
Tomorrow.
Who?
Fund the Planet.
Fund the planet. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can see how many people is actually having this issue, and if not, we can make a workshop for this and on another time, I guess. Cool. So some quick stats about before this call. We are in number 16 in donations. In unique donors, we are in 30 plus. But as Griff said in another call, there is a lot of civil attacks, so these numbers might go up. We had 197 donors that have donated a total of 2,338, and a couple of initiatives going on actually today. So,
And might I say, we have one of the highest donation amount per donor numbers out there. So that's pretty cool. Like, there's not very many people donating $1, maybe a few, but our average donation is like $11, $12, something like that. So that's super cool. Whereas a lot of other projects have a lot of $1 donations.
nice. Cool. Uh, I don't know, is there anything else on the status, on the cat herding status from your sides, Bridges and Jeff?
Well, the latest update was that together with Bridges, we reached out to individual core members, not only reminding them to donate, but also to become a champion. And I think some of you, most of you actually, should have received that as well. Inviting everyone to also participate by sharing a message in different communities, channels, discords, wherever, to also announce that this is happening and invite everyone else to participate. Jake also shared this Google Doc where we are monitoring the Twitter spaces that are happening. One is actually happening later today, I think in 3 hours, with Regions Unite, where I think I will definitely try to participate and also talk about it.
Cool. Awesome. If you have any issues, just like participating or something, let me know, DM me or something. I can also join. But if you have it covered, that's awesome. Do you need any other? Do you need more support right at this point?
Ideas. If you guys think there is more we can do, how else we can reach out, make it even bigger, tell us, and we definitely have the capacity. Still 1 week left. We can give it one last big push.
Today, in 1 hour, maybe a bit less than 1 hour, one Twitter thread will go live where we are actually featuring the Solarpunk Guild projects, which is about 13, 15 projects of the ones that are the most engaged in the climate round. And the whole idea is that they are going to send it to their communities to get retweets and likes, and we want to viralize that tweet. So we'll see how that goes. It's, I guess, an experiment, working together with a lot of the climate round projects. So I don't know, I'm excited about that experiment, see how it goes. Cross pollination.
I think I have one idea of what we can do. I saw that Giveth is like shielding the project of Giveth on Alpha Round, and Commons Stack is like shielding the project of Commons Stack. So I think like if we share like all the projects, like Evie on her side like share Giveth too, and Commons of Giveth share like Commons Stack, I think like the efforts could be like better for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Um, Yesterday, actually, I noticed the number one project in the climate round is Refi DAO and common stack, which is super cool. But maybe we can cross-pollinate more also with Refi DAO. And I talk about this with Lawrence. Lauren, do you have any updates on this?
I did DM them on Twitter, and I was like, "Hey, we'd love if you would shill us a little." We're shilling them a lot, Refi DAO, and it would be awesome if they could kind of like throw Giveth in the mix of some of theirs. But I don't think they replied yet.
I actually showed them the website you made today in a call I had with them. So, and kind of, but I can be more explicit in asking them if they can shill it.
Yeah, that's really what I want. I mean, like, I've been putting Refi DAO in everything that I've been saying as well. In every Twitter space, I'm like, Refi DAO in the common stack round or Giveth in the OSS round. And if like we could get them, they're doing a lot of work with their shilling. If we can get them to do it as well, it'd be great. Yep.
Sweet. Awesome. Any other ideas? Okay, I think yeah, like the championing and cross-pollination are still two bullets that are still on the chamber. Let's see how that goes and maybe push more for championing. I know that I have not had time to reach out my communities as much as I would have liked to, but the end of the week is like lighter for me, so hopefully between today and Friday I will reach out to most of my contacts. Okay, moving on the agenda. I think the give drop is a bit less important. I basically created an outreach message. We can go back to that one later on. We can talk a little bit about. I know that on the development call you talk a little bit about PFP. Maybe just give us here a high level summary of where is it, and if we still need to talk about it on this call, or is it more going to be now covered by the GIVeconomy development call? Maybe that will be useful too.
Well, we are just starting to work on the minting page and final testing, and we're basically covering it in the development call. The goal is to have everything ready by December.
Cool. So I guess mostly we can scrap this topic out of this call. I think it will mostly be covered now on the development call. But if there's anything that you want to discuss here, Santix or anyone else, you can just put it on the agenda and we can take it, right?
Sounds great.
Okay. Cool. So fiat testing. I know one of the last messages that I got on that DM is that on ramping is, well, I mean, kind of like, well, they will have a new release on the 31st of January, where they will have a widget with some recommendations of where in which countries which on ramp works better. So I don't know. I don't know where we are in fiat testing, and I know that at least 5 or 6 people have tested in different countries. Should we keep pushing for fiat testing right now, or maybe wait till the 31st of January to see if this widget launch that they will have will help more projects? Sorry, help more people testing. If people have still not thoughts about that, maybe Bridges, any other updates on fiat testing?
It's stuck because we was having like negative results. So I think like the development side is doing something about the ramp or talking with them, or I don't know. It was more about their problems. So the testing is not continue, and we will start again when they tell us.
This is the biggest fear with fiat is basically the results are so bad when we try to integrate it that would do more harm than good for integrating it, like the UX. It would damage our reputation by putting out a bad product, right? That people keep getting failed when they try to donate. Like Giveth sucks. I can't even donate. What's wrong with this thing? So we're at that stage still where it's not good enough to ship. The odds are you're going to have a failed transaction. So we'll see if we can improve it.
And actually, only to mention it, like even like some of our core team was like uncomfortable, like feeling all the know your client process, So that is something that we have to consider too. It's pretty basic, they know your client because they ask you a lot of documents.
Okay. Well, so let's see if we have any updates next Tuesday, which is supposed to be the launching date for this widget. Any other insight, idea, or anything else on this topic? Okay, moving on. Give power delegation. Lauren, are there any updates right now in this topic?
No updates. I have done nothing on that. I'm sorry.
No
I'm
worries.
like,
I know.
I think I'm gonna focus more on QF for now, unless maybe we can just like touch on priorities right now. I think we could. My personal opinion is that maybe we could bench give power delegation in the spec and like all this delegation stuff until we figure out. Yeah, Griffith's nodding. Until we figure out QF and give fine where these things are fitting in, and then kind of go back to it. I don't think people are really demanding delegation, and yeah, it adds value, but that's my opinion. Unless somebody's like, no, please, this is what we need Lauren to pay attention to. No. Okay, good. Then maybe we can just take it off the agenda for this call for a little while. It's still like on my list, but I won't forget, but I'll bring it up when there's more to talk about.
No other objections, right? Like I don't hear anyone clamoring for give power delegation.
Nope. Cool. So integrations with NFT platforms. Santic, do you have any updates on this?
Not really. We're waiting for Tassin to do his job, so no updates on that side.
What are we waiting for Tassin for? Too?
Oh, we're waiting for Tassin for the profile integration on Giveth webpage.
No. He's talking about the different
we have
topic.
an agreement with bank domains, and
he's talking about a different thing. He's not talking about PFP.
The NFT platforms. Okay, yeah. I've had conversations with Unlock Protocol. They're going to be on Denver. I was talking with the CEO a while ago about some questions I had about the platform. So if we need, we can arrange a meeting in Denver. He mentioned that he's not sure if he's going to be there, but most of his team is going to be there. So if needed, we can have a meeting with these guys. I don't know if the guys from Third Web, which is the other platform that I was taking a deep look into, are going to be there. I'll try to figure out. And the last one is Zora. Zora is probably going to be there. They are the ones that have created the name of the public nouns, the fork. So you can you can fork a nouns DAO, and they also have a Minter, an NFT deployment contract and tool that you can use. So those are the three that I've been focused on, and trying to get as much information as possible to see what would it take from us to use those tools and create an NFT deployer, if you want to call it.
Cool. Okay. Okay, so on the WFP response, so first of all, we decided to prioritize direct contact. So I've been talking with Susanna. She asked me a little bit of what happened. At some point, I felt like I thought that I had like really good rapport with her, but at some point I felt like maybe not so much, because I said like, hey, anyways, we should have like a quarterly meeting, catch up, see what's going on. And she was like, well, let me see what happened first, because maybe it doesn't make that much sense. But I think that she misunderstood. By the end of the conversation, it was way better, and she actually said like, thanks for not giving up on us. Let me see what happened. So next week, she said that next week she might have some updates. I think she was kind of like on vacations. Not that very clear, but like next week there might be some update from her side on what happened. But I started drafting the email already, because it's been, I mean, maybe by now about 12 days since their email, without response. So basically, the email is in the issue 1176. Jake offered to review it. If someone else wants to review it, let me know. But basically, what it has is thanks for letting us know, and acknowledging that it's sad because we really want to support the mission and the initiative, and this is why we are building what we're building. That we start talking about traceability and white label somewhere where we could provide value, and just asking if there's anything we can do to move this forward. Please let us know, and we welcome any feedback. That, but like I better written. So anyone else wants to review that messaging before it gets sent? Yes, I know that you've been doing a lot of. I think that you're really good at this. I don't know. Do you want to take a look at it too, or just take it's fine?
I haven't really been in the loop with this, so maybe just with Jake. But if you want me to, I'm happy to.
I mean, I really think that's enough work on this, Katabe. It's like a failed project. We probably don't need to waste put in more time on it, you know? We just need a follow-up.
Cool. Okay. So should we send that email now, or should we wait for Susanna to tell us a little bit from the inner side? What does she think is happening?
I would talk it through with Jake, but he's not in this call.
Okay, I'll DM with him. Cool. So I know you wanted to talk a little bit about. Okay, well, there's a new topic here about Hedgie. So maybe we can get into that one. So yeah, I don't know who added this, but we can talk about it.
I did. Sorry, I just put it out there a little later when we were agreeing on the agenda. But we kind of brought it up last time during the fundraising call. We didn't manage to discuss it too much at length, but maybe here with a broader audience, it might make more sense to address it here. So basically, with Hedgie, we will probably mint those NFTs with Give locked up behind them, and we will use it also as a main tool during ETH Denver or even before ETH Denver for our fundraising activities. But with Griff, we think that if we go with this direction, first and foremost, we will be also reaching out to people who are already familiar with Giveth and are supporting Giveth. So friends and, you know, those that have been with us for a long time. and we want to give them a really fair deal. But aside from that, the question mark that arose was that if we are selling GIF tokens, it might cause the token to become a security and might cause some problems in the legal sense with the DAO. So we wanted to kind of brainstorm with the rest of you guys if you have any ideas, what options do you think we might have and how we can go about that. I checked this with Willy because Shapeshift did that and they have a lawyer that are helping them with these things. And whenever they want to do this, they usually sell it as a bond. That's how they went about it. Griff also checked with Gitcoin because they also did that. And I think they have like a physical company.
Yeah, I can say what Gitcoin said. They basically said that they have a Cayman's Island entity and a British Virgin Island entity for holding their assets. And then when they did the swap, when they did the hedgy thing, they made sure that everyone basically agreed that they wanted this for governance. You know, they're buying this so they can have governance power over the protocol. And so, I mean, they, I don't know if that's like, I don't know if I don't think they made them write a signed agreement or anything, but I think that was like a verbal agreement at the very least. And yeah, I'm following up with a few more questions, but they're like, that was their strategy for it. And the other thing that I would just also add to this is since we're doing like a smaller raise, I would say like maybe 150K as a trial run with the hedgies, maybe it makes sense for me to just sell some of the give tokens I get every month from paying the salary and not put the DAO in like a, you know, the DAO is selling this, or like I can just kind of be a proxy for the DAO in selling it and just take the last 2 months of salary payments and see if I can get some money back. It seems like at least a lower risk approach. I see Mitch with thumbs up.
Get your money back, Griff. I support it.
I won't get it all back unless Give Token goes up because it'll be selling at a discount, but it'll work. And yeah, I mean, we'll just use that for like the future month's payments anyway.
And in
Sorry.
general, sorry, we'll finish. Okay, so in general, if this is a good idea for maybe like a smaller test round, but then if it grows bigger and we might have a possibility to fundraise with that, which option do you think makes sense for us? Do we also, I honestly don't know what are the technicalities with like creating bonds. And I don't think many are a fan of also setting up a legal entity. So what do you really suggest we can do after, or should we raise it when we have the possibility to raise more and not waste time now?
That's what I'm leaning to. Let's see if our tester works and we get like, oh my God, wow, we sold out. Amazing. I guess we should sell more. That would be super cool. But, and then maybe, you know, we should talk to people who want to buy them more, you know, and see what they would prefer and conform to what the people who want to give us money want. You know, if they want us to have a Caymans, then let's sort it out. We can talk to Oso, you know?
Cool. So we're moving forward on this. I will actually also like consult. I reach out to a friend that is a lawyer here in Mexico. Maybe it's better just Cayman Islands. I'm sure it is. But you know, if I can dig into something, let's see what insights I can get.
Yeah, if it's about like to create an entity, like my best crypto friend, she creates entities in Panama. She's a Panama lawyer, so you can check that option too.
Cool. Okay. Anything else on this topic?
Nothing from me, Kotaba. If no one else wants to add anything, we can move on. Thank you.
So I know, Lauren, you wanted to give us an update on quadratic funding. I know that the forum post is being prepared. So maybe give us a summary of where we are.
Sure, yeah. Yesterday, Griff and I had a call with Kevin's from Gitcoin, Kevin Olson and Kevin Owaki, and we were just talking about like future merging or alignment of our protocols and kind of like what that means, and ultimately that like Giveth and Gitcoin are kind of building towards similar goals, and so how can we sort of like divide and conquer and unify and kind of like work on different parts of it. So one thing that we're looking at doing from a development standpoint is like running QF on Giveth. We'd kind of run QF not using their contracts, but by using the centralized system of QF and integrating Gitcoin Passport and using some of their like Sybil protection techniques. They do a lot of like analysis on Sybil protection. They have like a team of people that's going through stuff with like their lessons learned, and they know what to look for. I think kind of like our givebacks fraud review. So we would need to use like that kind of thing, and could like build more on our front end, but then basically kind of like moving towards a point where like projects that are added to either protocol could be used on either one of the protocols and could take advantage of things like givebacks, but then could also very easily and seamlessly participate in Gitcoin QF rounds, and like how can we create kind of like more cohesiveness. Another idea that kind of came out of that meeting was what is Giveth doing that's kind of different than from what Gitcoin is doing, and it kind of goes in line with what we've been talking about, our bigger picture vision of like, okay, we're bringing on the ground nonprofits into the Web3 space. I think this like kind of easy onboarding, kind of like easy ticket to entry into the crypto space, and then it's like they get curious, and then they spiral out of control down the Web3 rabbit hole. I think like that's something that's like that's like a real value add from us. And then another thing that's like really strong that we're doing at Giveth is like all of our DAO stuff. Like I think I don't know, like I've hung out very minorly in other DAOs, but I think Giveth is like the best DAO that I know. We're like pretty decentralized, and we're always iterating and trying like new techniques. So I think like this like DAOifying nonprofits, like bringing them into the space, empowering them with like DAO toolkits and DAO tooling, and then from there kind of opening the door to access to tech and like funding solutions and cool things like QF that then will have like great Sybil protection that Gitcoin is going to build, and then they can do givebacks and give power and all these things. So it's like those are things coming out of the conversation, as well as kind of like other stuff that Giveth excels at that Gitcoin doesn't excel at so much is like the tokenomics side of things. So I think stuff that we're doing like in the research call, like liquidity experiments and like token utility things, like this is all really awesome stuff that like we're kind of building that we could like also share with Gitcoin. But anyway, that's kind of like where the thoughts are at, and kind of like actionable items coming out of that is I'm working on a forum post. I'm gonna hack through Griff's brain later today and get kind of like his feedback onto it, and then also get like Kevin Owaki's feedback. We're gonna post them in both Giveth and Gitcoin forums and kind of get like community thoughts on sort of like where these things are going to. But anyway, that's just kind of like, here you go, here's all the information and where we're at now. There will be a place for more focused discussion on this coming like soon, like within the next week, in the form of a forum post. And I do hope that we can integrate QF in some way onto Giveth so that our projects can benefit from matching.
Cool. Sounds very exciting.
I'm curious what they have to say about QF and like what Griff was saying about the bots taking over the latest round.
Yeah, so what they said about that, I mean, what the dashboard is showing is like just the data, but what they do is they go through the data and then like they change things before the money actually gets sent as matching. So like this is kind of like the preliminary, like they're like, yeah, look, there's a problem. Then they'd like look into it, and apparently a lot of Sybil attackers are using the same IP address, so it's like an easy way to kind of like filter a lot of it out. But like what you see on the dashboard is pre-filter, and they have a team of people that goes through all these transactions and looks at it and uses their wealth of experience to do it.
Yeah, but it's like the Gitcoin passport was supposed to prevent the Sybil attacks, but then there's already a boatload of work that seems to have to happen afterwards. So it's like, we'll see what he says, but it's clearly like it's not working as well as it should be in terms of preventing Sybil attacks. If a whole team of people, you need an army of people to review it afterwards, like, is the system working?
Yeah, and I agree with that. But I do think that like Passport makes it a little more challenging to do Sybil attacks. Plus, it's like their alpha. This is the first time they've ever used Passport. So they're going to get a lot of like, oh, look, here it worked, here it didn't work out of this. It's not like a fully finished product, and still has a lot of manual labor involved.
When we were talking, I think they will take Passport and improve it iteratively, given the feedback on what the after Sybil like attack. So it's like there's a pre-filter and a post-filter, and given what we find out from the post-filter, hopefully that will feed back into how to improve Passport, and maybe POAPs aren't as valuable anymore. How they score different things. Staking GTC, I guess that doesn't work, right? But like, how are they going to sort through, make Passport better? And
because the main difference is, it's not feasible for us to have an army of reviewers.
No.
So
and that's
But I think that this is like a point of collaboration. It's like rather than our team needing to be trained on Sybil protection, we could like make use of their Sybil analytics team, and it's like, it's like they're doing that expertly. We're like, here's data, we send it over to them, and then they're like, okay, this is what you send out via matching, and then we're also like, yeah, give us your projects. Now they can be on Giveth and get givebacks, and like we're the point of this partnership is kind of like seeing points where we can help each other out, not where we can just like fork ideas and have to like train everybody to do it, like in a double way.
It's very likely that we may have to pay Gitcoin to do our post analytics eventually, that this is like a service model for them, but it'll be much more effective and beneficial if we do pay them to do that, right? So I think that if we'll be able to see like, hey, is this worth it or not, based off of some initial results. But the nice thing is we'll have very little work to do if all we're doing is integrating their Sybil protection techniques. And for the first round or two, I think they will do it for us, and we don't have to do a whole lot. At least that's going to be kind of part of it needs to be part of the deal.
Cool. Great. Anything else on quadratic funding before passing to the next topic on the agenda? Cool. Then Mitch added karma analytics parameterization. You want to get into it, Mitch?
Yeah, sure. I think we have the space and the right people, we can just look at this and at least get people to know about it. So we had the call. I think I mentioned it on the Gov call. We have all these like crazy parameters and levers that we get to decide to set up this karma integration. Sorry, I'm just looking for the link here for everybody. And I can share this too. So yeah, there's 6 different integrations that we can have. We mentioned this before: Discord, GitHub, Snapshot, Forum, Energive, and the Gardens. And so I kind of work with the Karma team to break down kind of what parameters we have, how their scoring logic works, so on and so forth. So Discord's kind of open book. And we talked about this on Monday. GitHub, for example, doesn't track things like pull requests. It doesn't track that stuff. It doesn't track moving or creating issues. It looks purely at lines of code added or removed. So this is really, really powerful in terms of like tracking more developers rather than like how we use it as like a Kanban board in ZenHub. So this is really, really cool. This is something that SourceCred didn't do. And I think it's a more effective tracker. But anyway, we can choose the weight of adding a line of code versus removing a line of code in there. And of course, we can define what repositories we want to include. In the form, topics created, we could even specify created in which category. So categories can have different weights as well. So when you make a topic in ideas, it has a lower weight versus making a topic in proposals. You know, we can set all that ourselves. Making comments, average like received, average length of comments. We can exclude comments under a certain character length. There's all these sorts of things that we can choose to weigh against each other, and it can be pretty granular. In terms of things on chain, mostly we just have to define what voting apps we want to use. So Snapshot, you know, it's pretty straightforward, right? We have to define when they were eligible, right? So I mean, you know, your score is not going to be over the whole length of time. They're going to look at the score of like how many votes you were eligible to vote in versus how many times you actually voted. So what defines eligibility for each voting app? I don't think that's hard for us to decide. Like Snapshot, you need to have at least one Give token, you know?
GIVE.
Snapshot, well, you need to have had Give token in your wallet before you had GGive.
Yes,
So the moment you had a Give token in your wallet, you're eligible to vote. It's like that. It's that block.
If you've ever had it, but the thing is, a lot of people stake all of their GGives, so they might not have any Give. You just have to be careful and make sure. Like, it's surprising how few Give holders there are.
But it might be like the first block that you held a Give token, you would have been eligible.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's how I think, but I'll check that out with him to make sure. Gardens holding one GGive token, Aragon DAO holding NRGive tokens. That stuff's pretty easy. Including all the voting apps, so conviction voting, DAO voting, in the Aragon DAO 5-day voting, the GiveBacks voting app. All these things are included there. Scoring logic. So this is basically like if you're the top person, like if Lauren has the highest average comment length, you know, of everybody, she represents 100%. And then we take that score, and then everybody underneath her is like a relative percentage compared to Lauren's 100. And so that's kind of how we explain how he like breaks it down. Reward system integration, they mentioned that we can actually divide up our leaderboards. So maybe we can only have a governance one, and then we have one that, you know, plugs into the reward system. So maybe if we don't want to reward people for voting in the NRGive, we can like abstract that out and like have it in like a separate leaderboard. So there's all sorts of different ways that we can go. I don't think we should put it in the reward system right away. I think we should pick some parameters, run it for a couple months, look at it, tweak it. If we decide to partition it, then we partition it. And then maybe we think about dishing rewards. And it looks pretty easy. He showed me, it puts out a CSV format, which is exactly what the RAD tool needs. That's the RAD is the rewards analytics distribution, whatever. It's a Python repo that basically calculates, okay, you gave us this data, then these people get these rewards. So when we're doing it with SourceCred, it just takes in the CSV in the SourceCred format, and then it says, okay, give this people this much. So we can do the same thing with this Karma integration. We just get a CSV, we plug it into the tool that already exists, and with praise. So it looks pretty doable. What I need from you people is your ideas. I need your ideas. So like I just kind of put in what I think we should do as an example, and then just go in and like iterate on it. You know, your old pram party. And if something doesn't make sense, then of course we can ping the Karma team and they can help clarify things for us.
The only thing that doesn't make so much sense for me is gardens, because I mean, unless I guess you're voting if you vote on abstain.
If you didn't show up, if you didn't show up at all on a vote, right?
But you can't vote no. So like if you don't
participated, it's not vote checking whether you voted yes or no. It's vote checking whether you participated.
But there is no no in conviction voting in a garden vote. So like, let's say you don't agree in a proposal, you wouldn't support it. So then, but you might have read the forums. You
didn't. Right. So there's no way to show up that you participated if you voted no.
Unless you're on abstain. So abstain is the no vote, and that's just like a weird gardens special thing. So either your tokens should be on abstain or they should be on a project.
Okay. Well, you can keep that in mind with the integration. Maybe it's just useful data to have, like typically who's voting yes on stuff and whatever. But that's a good point. Cool. Well, that's all I got. If it makes sense to you guys, like go ahead, check it out, propose some better ones.
Thanks for all this work, Mitch. It looks really good. I'll check it out later.
Yeah, that's super cool. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I can tell Griff's excited. He's gonna whip up some spreadsheets. That's all I got. Thanks, Kotabi.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for bringing this very interesting topic to the agenda today. Let's see. We have 5 minutes till the top of the hour. One other topic that I'm interested on is the give back token list. Is it updated, or where are we on this topic? I think we needed to check back with Carlos. If there mostly, I think it was on front end topic, but yeah, just wanted to check back.
I thought the direction was that we were just going to message these people as individuals and then see if they ask them why they're dumping.
No, this is the token list.
Oh, sorry, Breachies, you were going to say something, but I think it's updated. Breachies?
Yeah, it's updated. Like they was only checking because we're still accepting some tokens that are not good. Like we're still accepting USD or Luna. So I think they have to delete some of the tokens.
Oh, cool. Thanks for double checking. So they said it was updated in the forums, but apparently it's not. Well, thanks, Breachies. Do you who do we follow up with? You said Carlos Katabe?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm kind of like disconnected on this topic. That's why I brought it up as a question. Sorry about that. Probably should have checked it.
I think Lauren knows more.
Who updates the token list, Lauren?
Ashley did it in Admin Bro.
But it didn't work.
Didn't?
According to Breachies, you can scroll down and find UST and still donate it.
Yeah, you don't receive givebacks with the donations, but the token is still there. So I think they was checking that.
Did you make that comment? I think you made that comment on the issue, right, Breaches?
Yes.
I think I already replied. I said it should be removed, but maybe you can just send me the issue.
Okay, cool. I was
I
gonna
mean,
say,
it
who do we
depends.
talk to?
I would either ask Ashley by DMing her and be like, hey, is this what you can do? Or I would then tag Monique, or maybe I'd ask Mohammed. It's like, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. But you could try any of those avenues. Ask Ashley if this is what she's doing, because she was the one on the issue. And then if she's like, no, I don't do that, then you could be like, hey, Monique, who can do this stuff? Or just tag Mohammed, because I think it's like a back end thing. Or maybe it's a front end thing. I don't know. Ask Monique.
Yeah, I think asking Monique's the next way. I don't think Ashley does it.
Okay. Yeah. Just tag Monique and be like, hey, Monique, we need to remove these tokens, like, so that they don't even show up at all. Who's the right person to do it?
Okay, only one question. Like all the list, or only like some that are really obviously like USD or Luna?
All of them. That list is too long and cluttered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Cut the noise.
Breachies, it seems like you have a hate for UST and Luna. That's what I'm reading into this.
I personally do as well. UST and Luna ruined our lives. Ruined our lives. All of our lives at Giveth.
Okay, so 1 minute till the top of the hour. I think you're in mute, Lauren. I think that you said something else, but I could not see what you said. Or hear what you said. Okay, well, it's the top of the hour. Thank you very much for being here and for this great call. I'll prepare the agenda for next call. And anything that we have not discussed, we'll discuss it there. And anyways, all the best to you. Have a great day. And please share the Twitter thread that is about to be launched on Giveth. We want to viralize that one.
Yeah, it was already shared. You can find find it on our profile.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thanks.
Have a
Good
great
having
day, guys.
Thank you,
See you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.